I opened the door, and there she was, the woman who took my husband from me. Her hair was perfectly styled, her lips painted the exact red he once claimed suited me best. Standing slightly behind her was my former husband, no longer confident, just a pale shadow clinging to her presence. She didn't hesitate. Her lips curled into a smug smile, the kind that looked practiced. "We're here for our rightful share of your father's estate," she said smoothly, sweetness masking the poison underneath. "You need to move out immediately." My fingers tightened around the doorframe, not because I was afraid, but because I was holding myself back. If she had paid closer attention, she might have noticed the calm in my eyes. I already knew how this would end. I let the silence stretch, thick and deliberate, then I stepped aside with a small, controlled smile. My lawyer appeared behind me, tall and composed, his presence instantly shifting the balance. Her smirk cracked. There was a time I would have given everything for that man. He wasn't just my husband, he was my home, my laughter, my partner. In life, when we first met, I believed destiny had handed me my future without question. He whispered promises people only believe when they're in love forever, children, growing old together. I held onto those words like truth itself. I defended him when others doubted, and when my father passed away, I leaned on him to survive the grief. I didn't realize then that while I was holding on, he was already letting go, reaching for someone else. It started quietly, a phone call he didn't want me to hear, work trips that didn't match the paperwork, perfume on his clothes that wasn't mine. I didn't confront him. I watched. The moment everything changed was when I followed him, seeing them together, laughing hand in hand outside the same restaurant where he once celebrated my birthday. That's when my heart stopped breaking and turned cold instead. Crying would have fed his pride. Yelling would have thrilled her. So I chose silence, and silence, when shaped into a plan, is deadly. While he packed his things and whispered empty apologies, I packed away my pain and hid it behind a calm smile. The next morning, I called my lawyer. We went through every asset, every document, every mistake he'd made while underestimating me, and we started setting the trap. First, my father's estate never in my husband's name, now fully locked down with no room for challenge. Second, the divorce. I let him think he won. I didn't argue, didn't drag things out. I signed and walked away quietly. He mistook my silence for weakness. Third, patience. I waited for him to marry her. I waited for her greed to show itself. I waited for the day she'd come knocking, demanding what she believed she deserved. And when that moment arrived, I pulled the final thread. There she stood now, convinced she had already won. But behind me, my lawyer stepped forward, calm and precise. "Mrs. Khan," he said, looking directly at her, "you're mistaken. This estate is legally protected and belongs solely to my client. Neither you nor your husband have any claim to it." He opened a folder with deliberate care. "Additionally, due to false statements made during the divorce proceedings, we are now pursuing substantial damages." Her face drained of color. My ex blinked, his confidence collapsing in real time. I said nothing. I let them fall apart on their own. "You should leave," my lawyer finished coolly. "Or we file today." She tried to speak, but nothing came out. The smug smile was gone, replaced by fear she couldn't hide. They left without another word. I closed the door softly behind them. The house was quiet again, but this time, the silence felt light, free. I walked through my father's study, brushing my fingers along the books he loved. He had taught me patience. He had taught me strength that didn't need to shout, and in that moment, I understood that revenge isn't loud, it's precise. It's letting people destroy themselves and making sure they know you're still standing when they do. I didn't lose a husband, I removed a parasite, and what I gained was far more powerful, the knowledge that when she came to take everything from me, she walked away with nothing, not even her smile.